Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Alpha Hados, and I thought for a change I would do a review on some Minecraft seeds that people recommend are great for beginner players, but we will see. Now I will leave the seed number down in the description box below. Also, these seeds only work in Java 1.17. Now starting off, you spawn right next to a desert temple and in a desert village. You also do spawn next to an ice biome as well. Now just for those that are wondering, this video that I've done I will be playing it as if I play a survival mode myself, or how I would go about playing on a survival world. And also this footage I limited to 1 hour of gameplay, so everything you'll see is obviously sped up, but it is 1 hour gameplay and see what I can find in this seed. Now, the first village that I'm exploring is like any other desert village, basic stuff, not really anything that you can build on, nothing great for armor ways or weaponry or anything like that. It does have a lot of hay bales, so you do start off with some food. You can steal beds if you're not into that. There is other things around. When I get into the first temple, you do find an enchanted apple, or gapple if you would prefer calling them. And you do find some reasonably good stuff. You start to find some ingots, you find some webbing, you find sand, gunpowder, all these things. If you don't want to steal beds from villagers and you want to keep them in there, you can use the web to create wool, and you could start off making your own bed from that. Now, after finding my first village and temple, I do move on and end up finding my second village, which is in the exact same biome that I started on. Now, in this village, it's basically like the first one, but it does have an armor smith, so at least you can be able to start trading. And if you wanted to stay by these two villages, you can build up quite a good area. Armor smiths, other villagers, you can train them up and you can have quite a decent start. Also, right next to the village is a broken portal that can give you some obsidian, a couple of gold axes, and some gold pants. Not that great, but for just starting out, it's not that bad, especially if it's your first weapon that you found being a gold axe. Yes, gold pants aren't the greatest, but they at least give you some armor to start off the game with. So moving on from that, I find my second desert temple, which gives me some gold ingots, a gold apple, lots of gunpowder, and a couple of saddles. After this, I move across the desert biome, past a lava pool, and end up finding my third desert temple. Now, I've only been playing for half an hour at this point, and this is my third desert temple in the exact same biome that I started off with. The chests that you find in the bottom of that have more golden apples, some iron ingots, and some fairly decent enchanted books, and a lot more gunpowder like you normally find in a normal desert temple. So moving on, I travelled down more of the desert biome to find the third desert village. This one has a blacksmith that can give you some iron armor and iron weaponry. If you're playing with mates or playing solo, you have a decent amount of iron that can get you pretty much set through the game until you start finding some diamonds. Also, if you are playing more thoroughly, unlike I am just speeding through and checking out all the different villages, you have enough hay bales in each of these villages that you can make a lot of bread. you would have enough bread that you could probably survive a proper year in Minecraft just by consuming all these hay bales into bread. And within less than 500 blocks of where I am, you also do find your fourth village. This is a Savannah Village. It's basically a farming village. You do end up finding a couple of emeralds, and there is an armor smith and a cleric trades, but I actually do not end up seeing where these villages are, so I can't actually clarify that. So after seeing where I had been and the two temples in the sand biome that I just found, I end up finding myself in a flower biome. So if you like doing a lot of things with dyes, this is really close, especially if you want to stay in the Savannah Village. You can go off, get your dyes, and you can do quite a lot of colourful things. After this, I find myself in a swamp biome, and it leads me to my fourth desert temple. Inside this temple, it's basically just a couple of enchanting books and the normal things you would find in any other temple. So after traversing through the biome, I end up finding a ruin. I don't actually know, drowned ruin, I don't know what they're really called. And that has quite a bit of coal in it, a couple of bits of wheat as per normal. And I end up stumbling across my fifth village at this point. After this, I've decided I've run around quite a bit and there is water right near me, so I decide to build a boat, jump in it, and go across the ocean. I do end up going past a coral reef, and I do believe I did see a broken portal in the water as well. And after seeing the first ocean monument as I sail past it, I also do stop after being chased by a couple of drowned. I end up seeing another ocean monument. So these are two ocean monuments which I'd say are well within 300 blocks of each other. So depending on the difficulty that you're playing at, that might be a bit of a challenge, but nonetheless. I then keep going to find a broken portal, but I don't go and get it, and then a sunken ship. In the sunken ship, it has quite a bit of ingots, enough to make armor and weapons if you haven't gone through the other villages beforehand. After this, I move on, keep sailing on, and I do find my sixth village, which does have a weaponsmith and a couple of desert towers, which are the long towers. They are like the churches from plains villages, but they're obviously in the desert. They do have chests at the top of each of them, so you can get quite a lot of good things out of this village. So, all in all, in less than 1 hour, I found 6 villages, one of them being a savannah village, and the rest being desert villages, 4 temples, 1 sunken ship, a handful of broken portals scattered in between the water and up on the sand, and I do find 2 ocean monuments right next to each other, which is, in my opinion, fairly rare. To sum this up, this would be a great seed for starter players or those that want to relax and have a lot of choices. Depending on the difficulty that you play at, the first village might be a bit of trouble, but after that you should be right. I hope you enjoyed this. As I said before, I will leave this seed number in the description box below. Please go and check it out. Let me know how you go. Let me know if you follow my route or if you go a different way and you find some more things. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.